Hey guys, my name is Diego Villena, and I am the managing editor of thecoolest.com. And I am here to talk to you a little bit about my experience working with Koray Tugber and learning his semantic SEO method. Um, it's difficult to know just where to start with this method because, well, in case you don't know, you should know, but Korai's brand name and identity is Holistic SEO, and holistic means of the whole, considering all parts. And there are a lot of moving parts, I must say. And when our team first started working with Korai, it was a little bit overwhelming. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, we had been working together, my team and I had been working together for several years. We'd hit a stride of sorts, and we had our successes. We had some periods that were less successful. And ultimately, it was always kind of at the whim of the Google updates. We were kind of more reactive than anything. We were always building on our experiences, of course, and we have a bunch of good heads to put together. But ultimately, I think a lot of people in this industry know what imposter syndrome feels like, and we were no different. We were talented. We were able to react, willing to make our mistakes and learn quickly. But again, Google was kind of in the driver's seat. And so we decided to consult. We consulted with somebody who knew more than us, and that person is Korai. And he comes in bringing kind of a game changing method that shifts control just a little bit away from Google and back into your hands. I say control, I don't mean that literally because we obviously don't run the algorithms, but we are better able to predict them and anticipate them and approach them in a more intelligent way. Um, this isn't just kind of empty buzzwords either, because you will learn that there is a lot of information out there on the table waiting to be read. We always talk about how Google is, this evil layer of geniuses who squirrel away all their algorithms, and we're not supposed to know any of the secrets, and it's all hush hush. Even they don't know how it works. This kind of uh, mystical nonsense, really. But there's a wealth of like white papers and case studies out there that we can tap into that's freely available. But it's just so much to put together because this interface with all of human knowledge essentially is what Google is. To understand it, it goes beyond just like quick, simple anecdotes that you can get on a top 10 list. I mean, so far beyond it, it's actually maddening to really think about. And Korai is doing that work. He's kind of going headlong into it, following in the footsteps of his mentor, Bill Slavsky, who was like a prodigy with this stuff. Um, he really does have a leave no stone unturned approach. And the thing I like about Korai is that he doesn't really make any bones about it. He doesn't really promise you that this is going to be easy, and it shouldn't be easy. If you're really dealing with objective truths and reality about search philosophy, then, like I said, it's not going to be quick tips, which is what I think so many in this industry are capable of giving, to be honest. And that's really what's kind of refreshing about this experience with Korai is that now there's kind of a layer of objectivity that wasn't there before. I mean, obviously we had best practices and we had, style guidelines that we developed through trial and error. And, certain things were more likely to work, but they didn't always work, right? We didn't have a means of really testing it or anticipating it, just kind of reacting to what Google gives us. And now I feel like we have more bearing in how we craft content because obviously we want it to be meaningful for the audience, but it needs to filter through Google and what it understands as meaningful. And that's where I think traditional SEO kind of falls short because it's very largely focused on domain authority and building up your page rank, earning backlinks, and of course there's technical SEO as well that needs the website to run well so that the Google bot can crawl it more easily. But Core Eye comes in and he gives us a specific rubric for creating truth on page, creating meaning. By truth, I mean truth as Google has the capability to understand through powerful but limited, non-intuitive, mechanical, explicit means that we can understand and take action on. And what Core Eye does is familiarize us with this litany of explicit nameable processes like information retrieval, question generation and rewriting, answer pairing, and just makes what was once mysterious merely complex, if that makes sense. And yeah, Core Eye is just not going to bullshit you about how complex it actually is. I mean, just listen to him talk for 10 minutes, and if you don't follow every single point that he makes, you're probably going to get lost. And that's not a fault of him as a teacher. That's just the nature of him trying to explain all of this in such a short, condensed period of time. Like, you're going to find that it's just like, it's a barrage of information. It's going to seem like, wait, this is pretty disconnected with everything that I've been doing as an SEO up to this point, but only once you immerse yourself in it does it start to make sense. And this is why Core Eye is so unique in his offering, is that he is utterly immersed in this stuff. I mean, he must. I don't think he sleeps, to be honest. And he must eat. Clearly he works out, but he's a machine, and I guess it takes a machine to understand a machine. But I mean, all kidding aside, like, that's kind of the great thing about working with Core Eye, is that you do feel confident that you're getting like everything that you need to know. But it's really up to you to study the material. I mean, Core Eye is really, really good about answering questions. Like, he's more than willing to meet you halfway. Try to just get a feel for the concepts, try to get a feel for what gets repeated, and don't worry if you don't understand everything, because you definitely won't. And then once you've done that, once you've gotten like a high level exposure to everything, go back and spend time and treat it like the Bible. Treat it like the Rosetta Stone of search philosophy. Go through every single point. Every time he drops like a patent, like, pause the video, go read the patent as best as you can. Like, every time he links to a case study, read the case study. If there are terms that you don't understand, Google the term. Let's say that he links out to a lecture, like a Stanford lecture, or some other 20 to 30 minute video. It's going to seem really disfluent to pause Core Eye's video and go down this other rabbit hole, but it's definitely worth it because Core Eye did. You know, he immersed himself in all of this stuff first, and then he sort of lassoed it all together into this digestible package. But it really is up to you. It's like, you get out of it what you put into it, and the more you put into it, the more you understand. The more you understand, the better able you are to take action on this stuff. And I'd say that one of the most meaningful aspects of working together with Core Eye on all this stuff is that he's not just throwing me to the wolves to figure all this stuff out or how to apply it. He's also giving us like practice targets, if that makes sense. Like, he came in and gave us a full customized, what he calls a semantic content network. In layman's terms, that would be a topical map, a collection of cohesive topics that work together to create a unified meaning that kind of goes beyond just the topic and touches on our brand identity. We're the coolest. So everything that we have written about is, lifestyle, how to look good, how to talk to girls, how to basically be cool, right? How to be hip. And Core Eye correctly identified that the glue to all that stuff is personality. So he gave us a map targeting personality so that the coolest could talk really scientifically about personality. And in doing so, we're building up this knowledge-based trust, this corpus of information that generally applies and is generally relevant to everything that's within our wheelhouse. It gives Google context for everything that we have ever written and will ever write. And therefore, it clarifies our contextual signal so that it understands better what it is that we're trying to say, what meaning we're trying to convey. It's more able to match our content in the form of answers to queries that people have about personality, about style, about all these things that are within our wheelhouse. I mean, it really is a holistic approach to SEO. We're not just chasing individual keywords. We're not just going for things that are flash in the pan. We're looking for durable, lasting results, things that will allow us to weather the storm when Google updates and changes the little optimizations that allowed us to temporarily get ahead. We basically become a trusted source of information for Google in building out its own understanding of the queries that are coming in every day from its users. And remember, something like 15% of all queries are brand new. Google has never experienced them before. So it needs some basis of understanding that it can't get through human intuition, but through mechanical reasoning and precedent. We are helping to establish that precedent. And in doing so, Google is rewarding us with durable ranks. So that's really what the whole holistic SEO approach is all about, is creating durable results. And I mean, to that end, like, Cora is the real deal. Like, if anybody is able to like take all of this high level information and gel it into something that's digestible and understandable and actionable, like, it's him, because he's proven it to me. I was totally skeptical before because he came in and told me, like, yeah, you don't even know your ABCs of SEO. He didn't say it like that, but like he was basically right in implying it. And it was a tough pill to swallow for me and my team, but I mean, he came in and he freaking proved it. Like, we adhered to his method and we learned the rationale behind the method, and the results backed up what he was saying. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's what matters, right? So, just to wrap up this testimonial, which is definitely getting a little long in the tooth, I can recommend you work with Core. I think it will probably be the best money you've ever spent. Yeah, so in summation, if you're at all on the fence about the semantic method or Core, I recommend you get off that fence and start studying, because it's a long path, it's a lot of work. Your brain is going to hurt, but you are going to learn something, and it is going to continue to be valuable throughout your career. I have literally no doubt that I have stepped into something that is big. I feel like I'm finally learning like real objective SEO, and I've honestly never felt that way before. Everything else is just like general marketing paradigms applied to the internet. This is the language of search. This is search philosophy. So get on board. Uh, you're not going to find a better teacher than Korai, and that's really it. So thanks for letting me speak. Have a good one.